Sup guys, it's Kosh and we are doing Rumble Heroes First Days Guide for the new players that will allow you to be really efficient, go through the game, don't do mistakes that I did, so I did it, so you won't do them. Avoid mistakes that I did, so I learned this for you and you will be way better at this game after this video. The basic thing I can advise you guys is to get this game on the PC using the LD player. It will allow you to play it more comfortably, farm in the camp, while offline in the background and microthon some things, so that will be useful. The link will be down below in the video description. So alright, the gameplay itself is pretty simple and self-explanatory, so we'll go over some tips that will be important for you. First of all, your town will develop with the tasks that you are doing up there, so you have to complete those and they will unlock you new buildings like pub, like training ground, like bounty board, request board and other things, so you will have to do that. I think I haven't unlocked everything yet, but I'm really close. So let's start with the pub, the buildings that we have. So tutorial for the buildings. Here you can get lucky and get a really good pull from time to time, like this one for example. It's epic and legendary hero. In that scenario, I recommend you guys to go for 3x summons. That way you will get something good, right? Because you want something good. So when you're doing those summons, keep extra 400-500 money for these coins, so you can go for expensive summons like those with triple gains. So let's do that and see how it will go. Come on, I hope I'll get lucky and I'll get a legendary one, although any of those options are actually good. Not that bad, guys. You can do one more time for diamonds, but it's really expensive, so I don't... Not like I don't recommend it, I don't have that amount of diamonds, so I haven't decided what to do with the diamonds yet. Now, here we get chance to get a legendary hero and a healer, which is not really a good healer at the same time. So you can either use a switch if you have the tokens for that, if you're looking for something particular, but early game you want to get all the heroes. Why? I'll explain a bit later. So let's do the normal summon here. I'm not going to... come on. I'm not going to collect those guys too much. I'm actually looking for a good healer right now, so we'll be rolling for a healer this time. There we go, we got the basic healer here. So yeah, let's give up on this one. I'm sorry, friend, you have to go. No healer here, so we go for the normal summon. So you go like that until you will get something good, and if you have like less than 300 left for the next attempt, don't go for it. Maybe even 400, because last time when I got to the pub, I got different options, so after some time I think they changed. I'm not sure about that. Probably you see this hero switching time. If you don't pull in that time, you will get different heroes, I think. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think that's how it works. There we go, another pull with another set of cool heroes, so let's give a try to the triple pull over here, and we will be done with the pulling on this point. So yeah, your idea that you want to get cool guys, like top tier guys, better legendary ones, they're more powerful for your team. Then when you will build your team, you will be able to increase the amount of heroes that are in your team over time. So make sure that you have several of those heroes. And as you can see here, the higher tier guys, most of them are stronger than the lower tier guys. I'm not talking about even the normal guys that are, yeah, they are really low power, so don't really worth putting it in your team, at least right now. Maybe later on when you'll play the game for days it might change, but early game it's better to go for the higher tier guys. Now, why do you want to have copies of the heroes of the lower tier? Because each of those guys have option here like level 5, 15 and 25 and then more like that, where one type of hero gets bonuses with retention effects. That means that if we will upgrade this lady to level 5, all intelligence here will get plus 5% HP. And that works for the heroes equipped for you as well, even if the hero that have this skill is on the standby. Since most of my heroes are agility with that feather on it, we will try to find someone agility based and do that. We don't have enough copies, so that's why you need more. So even if we want to work on this guy, we can do it only to level 4 and higher. We need more copies of that hero. So over time you would like to upgrade your secondary heroes as well over here, upgrade them, get those bonuses in order to make your main team stronger. That will be essential for you. Now it's a good idea to level your main guys to level 10, because that will allow you to get additional stat early on. So work on them not one by one, but try to get that milestone. After that, the upgrades getting more and more expensive, so it will slow down, but level 10 gives them additional skill, which is really good, so why the hell not? Now for the training ground, it's pretty straightforward. You use the gems that you get from the mine and from mining stuff in the map, and use it here for those upgrades. Those upgrades are applied to all your heroes. Additional progression on the right lane requires you to get those red ores, and those are gained from from dungeons, not diamonds. In the dungeons you get them randomly, so over time you'll get a dungeon portal in your base, or you will get dungeon outside in the world. And here, as you can see, when you enter the dungeon, you get one of those things. It's random though, so you are not guaranteed to get them. Let's do some runs and see what do we get. Well, I think we got lucky and we got the legendary drop over here. Look at that thing. I think it's legendary, that's nice. Try to keep the killing spree bonus in the dungeon, because every time it reaches the maximum value you will get extra gold drop, and gold is always nice because you can use it for more summons. So dungeons are actually one of the easiest way of getting gold. Moreover, when you are on the map and you got someone who wanna trade something for you, like the quest givers, whatever, you want to trade them for gold as well. So yeah, keep it in mind. So there we go, we got the guy down, but we only got 2 legendary items. I think we didn't get the crystal though. Yeah, the loot is pretty good. You can get the bonus for gold if you want by watching an ad, but it's not really necessary in my opinion, unless you get like crazy amount of gold. Moreover, dungeons is a good source of XP to level yourself up, and in the dungeon we got scroll for another dungeon. Alright, that's interesting, but I was hoping to get the crystal to get additional team member. Those are really valuable, and when you get that, like getting more people in your run is really important. It helps you out so much. So yeah, we weren't lucky with the stones, but we were lucky with the gear. So here in the statue you actually can equip that statue with gear, and that gear will apply to all your heroes. So this is the main way of making your team stronger, getting the right equipment. And each equipment based on the rarity will get the different main stat, like attack for the sword over here, and secondary stats down there. Those will be rolled automatically, so pick the one that you kind of feel like the best one. I like this lifesteal one, so let's go with this sword. My god, I got so many legendary items this run, that's crazy. Evasion, that's good. So the best rolls will be in gold color. I think those are legendary rolls, maybe, I don't know. Some items won't be as good though, but those will help you out drastically on your journey, guys. So since one of the main options how you can upgrade your power are using gems and food, you would like to get those as effectively as possible, and the best way to do that is building those mine thingies and the farm thingies, logging things, so all the buildings that give you extra resources. You would like to upgrade them when you can, because that will allow you to get more stuff, and you will use wood to upgrade the mine, you will use food to upgrade the wood cutter, and probably at some point you will get the farm that will get you the food. And those will help you out, because gems themselves are really valuable, there is no limit to them, and you should get as many as possible. Now let's go into the wilderness in actual fight, and I will tell you how to be more effective here. First of all, at some point you will unlock the camp skill. The best idea where to set that camp, you will need it later on to farm stuff, because when you set it, look at that, there are enemies around us, they're coming for us, but there are not many of them, and it takes very low radius around our guys to make them to cut the trees and get the gems. But when we set up the camp, all the enemies around us are going for us, so that's easy way to get food if you can handle them. And when our guys will be able to manage the enemies, they will start harvesting resources in that huge area as well. So setting up camp is a good place where you have the enemies that give you gems mostly. So most enemies will give you food anyway, but the gems are really important, so set up the place where you can actually mine them, or where there are enemies that drop them, and yeah, try to find the best place. Moreover, that way you can't lose. Like if in the normal way of playing you will lose all your characters, you will lose and you will have to go from the town. Here they will recover, so for 1 hour after set up that camp, they will keep respawning, so you won't die. Although, as you can see right now, our guys are barely holding on because that area is already pretty tough for us. So sometimes it's a valuable option to go to the lower tier area where you can take out the enemies without dying too much. Because if I'll go even further, I'll have even harder time fighting them. So yeah, as you can see, I've got only 3 guys left alive, but the drops are pretty good at the same time. So yeah, it's up to you to decide where to place it, but it's a really good thing to farm things. And after that, when you finished your run in an hour, you can double it, well, get 50% of it by watching an ad if you want to. That's a pretty good thing. Honestly, like you can use it if you want to get extra resources. Yeah, but don't set up the camp next to the boss, otherwise you will most likely die, because those guys are doing crazy damage. Fighting bosses is pretty straightforward, you just gotta evade their special attack and attack them after that. Most of them aren't that hard, so you will be able to beat them, if not problem, but relatively easily. If you just don't let them use their special attack on you, like this one, you move to the side. And ads will be your main problem here, because they will interrupt you and you will attack them instead of the boss. There we go, he's going down. There we go. And this one didn't drop the chest. Most of the times boss will drop the chest for you, and in most chests it's inefficient to watch an ad. If you want to watch an ad, it's in the cases when you get the good gear, for example, like those screenshots that you have on the screen right now. I got lucky and I managed to get the legendary gear this way by upgrading the one using the ad. That's totally worth watching an ad for sure. Your progression on the map will be happening by unlocking more and more areas and going deeper into the map. Well, let me show you the map. There we go. So you will be progressing in the further and further areas, and the enemies will get harder and harder over there. And at some point you probably will get stuck because yeah, the enemies are getting stronger basically, and you will have hard time taking them out. One advice for you guys, if you have those issues, is to get the good team. So basically you want a good healer in your team, good tank, and the rest will be damage dealers. For me, it's not the best team because I don't have any healers. Right now I didn't get lucky with the pulls yet, but over time you will get more and more heroes and you will figure out like what's the best team for you, so don't worry about that. And yes, always try to go for the tasks that you have. You can find them by clicking the task button, and it will show you where those enemies are, so you won't get lost and get to your destination. Whenever you see someone who wants to get resources from you, give it to them, because they will give you gold in exchange, and this is the easiest way to get gold, and the exchange rate is really good in my opinion, so it's therefore worth it to go for that at all times. And when you're traveling around, always collect that ore, because ore is the most valuable resource, but yeah, you should collect everything. Another thing you might not know is that you can actually upgrade your heroes while you are in the wilderness. So if you want to level someone up, you can do it right here while you're running around and spend your hard-earned food here if you get enough copies of those heroes. So we found a dungeon in the wilderness, let's give it a try. I've got one of those gems in one of those dungeons on the random place, so let's hope that we will be able to get something good out of this run. Most of the dungeons are relatively easy because we are at the last map, and the enemies, they don't really do that much damage to us. As you can see, we took out a lot of them and our guys are very healthy. So yeah, don't worry about that, you will be able to defeat them no problem. Honestly, like, that was easy as hell. The rewards were crappy as hell as well, so yeah. Now guys, we finished the Goblin gold warehouse, and here we got 157 gold, and this might be a good place to watch an ad because it will give us 70 gold, which is a good amount, so it's up to you if you want to do that or not. And it's important to notice that the gem nodes are respawning from time to time. I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes or so, and if you really want to farm effectively, you want either to place the camp next to several of those nodes or move around the area, make the route for yourself so you will patrol around the area collecting all those nodes if you're playing actively. That will be the most efficient way for you to get it. For some bosses, guys, you can use advantage of ranged attacks, so they won't be able to do any damage to you even if the rest of your team is dead. I mean, you have your chance of taking the boss down even with the harshest conditions. That was funny. All right, so we took the boss out, and that's how basically you progress the game. You go from task to task, like the game will actually push you forward to the further areas, to collect new enemies, to take out new enemies, to build new buildings in new areas, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, following the guide is actually the best idea, but it's important to properly upgrade yourself before that, otherwise you might have some issues, because it gets harder as you go. Like, for now, I'm in the area which requires 15,000 power, I have 12,000 power, and it's fun for me, but for some people they want more casual gameplay, so don't rush forward if you don't want to. Farm a little bit, get your hero stronger, get the good gear, and then move ahead. And guys, last tip, how to spend the diamonds. I think the best option is to buy the maps of the labyrinth, because that will give you the chance to get that red gem, which is really rare, and everything else isn't that important. So yeah, those things, when you complete them, they give you the chance to do that, and that will increase your team size or make you much stronger. And you will need a lot of those, because later on you still got additional upgrades here and even more maximum number of troops, so yeah, getting those will be hard in the long process, so start now. So yeah guys, those are the all tips I can give you for Rumble Heroes for now. Let me know if you have extra of those down below in the comments, and what do you think of those. While you're going there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel. Check out the video description for more links. You have other YouTube channels over there, social media, Discord, and LD player link that will allow you to play this game on the PC. And yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching. That's about it for now. Stan Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.